I'm standing here at the crossroads of the district, looking at the monuments, but seeing the cracks in the pavement. They say you can't grow a garden in the shadow, but maybe the shadow is just waiting for the right kind of light.
I used to walk with the weight of the city on my shoulders. Should've known the cold hearts would only make the soul shoulders. Should've known the cold hearts would only make the soul bolder. Should've known the cold hearts would only make the soul boulders. Now I'm carving out space, trying to face the design of a life that wasn't dictated by the basement in time. Moving through the DMV, but I'm looking for the exit to the logic of the block, where the peace is often neglected. They taught us how to survive, not how to truly thrive. So I'm killing off the habits that kept the ghost alive. It's a process of removal, a soulful disapproval of the cycles that we swore were just standard and usual. Unlearning the anger, the language of the danger, finding beauty in the quiet, acting like a mental stranger. And I'm washing the slate, I'm finding the gate to a version of me that isn't tethered to the hate. To a version of me that isn't tethered to the hate. Gotta unlearn the hunger that goes to the bright. Let the light get much stronger. Yeah, we building a soul that is clean and focused, turning all the maybe not into eyes. I noticed. Yeah. See the vision board glowing, the focus is showing, while the old versions of me are just slowly but surely going to clinical move, a psychological groove, where I'm levy bitter memories just improve. It's a clinical move, a psychological, where I'm letting all the heavy bitter memories just improve. In the land of the free, I'm just setting up the plan to be the architect of spirit. Not just a product of spirit, not just a product of the man. Building out the legacy, leaving out the tragedy, finding that my magic is just stripping back the vanity. I unlearn the doubt, find what life is all about, when the noise of the city finally starts to fade out. No more looking back, keeping my trajectory on track, painting every gray sky till I find the golden black. And I'm washing the slate, I'm finding the gate to a version of me that isn't tethered to the hate. To a version of me that isn't tethered to the hate. Gotta unlearn the hunger that goes to the bright. Let the light get much stronger. Yeah, we building a soul that is clean and focused, turning all the maybe not into eyes. I noticed. Yeah, Washington DC Reflections. Unlearning is a choice, keeping the focus clean. We out. Clean, green, keep the circle small, 80% of the time. 80% time I don't answer the call. Only 20% of the movement is really the key. Stacking healthy plates and making sure the family is free. No boss in the way, just the wind in my hair. Living life in the sun, got no weight to bear. Woke up at 5, had the celery juice in the glass. Watching all the amateurs, chasing shadows in the grass. I focus on the leverage, the assets, the equity. Building out the portfolio with precision and brevity. I don't need a middleman to tell me what the vision is. Handling my overman to tell me what the vision is. Handling my overhead like a master of the businesses. Organic in the kitchen, organic in the spreadsheets. Walking down the path where the high-low focus meets. 80% effort for the things that don't pay much. 20% of brilliance is what gives it the Midas touch. Clean, green, keep the circle small, 80% of the time. 80% time I don't answer the call. Only 20% of the movement is really the key. Stacking healthy plates and making sure the family is free. No boss in the way, just the wind in my hair. Living life in the sun, got no weight to bear. Check the bank statement, then I check my cholesterol. Staying out the reach of the debt and the protocol. I'm scalable and quiet, I'm efficient and I'm healthy. It's a different kind of hunger when you're already wealthy. No time for the noise, no time for the distraction. No time for the noise, no time for the distraction. I'm calculating every single move and every single action. 20% of friends really love you for the man. 80% of friends really love you for the man. 80% just trying to get inside the master plan. Keep the kale fresh and the profit margin high. Watching all the stress and the drama just passes by. the circle small 80% of the time. 80% time I don't answer the call. Only 20% of the movement is really the key. Stacking healthy plates and making sure the family is free. No boss in the way, just the wind in my hair. Living life in the sun, got no weight to bear. Diversify the fruit, keep the roots in the soil. I don't do the labor just so somebody else can spoil. True independence isn't about the amount you make. It's about the peace of mind and the steps you don't have to take. 80% of the struggle is just mental clutter. 20% is the cream and the butter. Staying off the cream and the gold and the butter. Staying off the clock, staying out the rat race. Moving at a comfortable and a very steady pace. Just to more the vision. Just a man with a vision and a clean way of living. Taking what I earn and then gracefully giving. Yeah, you already know. Stay focused on what matters. Health is wealth. Independent all day. We out.
Yeah, Brick City, 3 minutes, 90 seconds aside. Haha. We don't skip the gym, we don't skip the basement. This is the architecture of a titan, no blueprints. Just the blueprints of the soul.
You want the crown, go get the callous hands first. Started with a shovel, now I'm callous hands first. Started wovel, now I'm digging for the gold vein. Foundations cracked, but the spirit's got no slow lane. They skip the mud just to pose inside the high rise. I'm in the trench while the pose inside the high rise. I'm in the trench while the rainwater meet the tired eyes. Build it from the concrete, rainwater meet the tired eyes. Build it from the concrete, every layer got a story. Sweat is the ink and the practice is the only glory. Can't put a ceiling on a house without a solid floor. I practice this hook 80 times just to give them more. Repetition is a monster feeding on the fatigue. I'm in a different bracket, boy, a different league. Dig it out the dirt, build it to the sky. No skipping the steps, we live until we die. Repetition is power, the basement in the Howard. Jersey in the house, the basement of the king. Jersey in the house, yeah, the world is gonna see. You want the mansion, but your blueprint's looking flimsy. You want the mansion, but your blueprint's looking flimsy. I want the legend, keep the fake fame in the whimsy. Iron sharpens iron, I'm the grindstone in the basement. Iron sharpens iron, I'm the grindstone in the basement. You looking for a shortcut, I'm just looking for replacement. Of the weak minds that believe it's just a lucky break. I calculate the pressure and I mitigate the ache. I calculate the pressure and I mitigate the ache. 100,000 bars written in the dark room. Before I stepped outside and let the thunder start to boom. Mastery is a cult, I'm the high priest of the drill. You chase the quick thrill, I chase the iron will. Dig it out the dirt, build it to the sky. No skipping the steps, we live until we die. Repetition is power, the basement in the Howard. Jersey in the house, the basement of the king. Jersey in the house, yeah, the world is gonna see.
They think it's easy, they think it's magic. They don't see the blood on the notebook page. They don't see the years in the shadow. Ha 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 ha. Step 1, step 2, step 3. You missed the first one, that's why you're falling now. Back to the basement, no light, just the rhythm. Let's go. Dig it out the dirt, build it to the sky. No skipping the steps, we live until we die. Repetition is power, the basement in the Howard. Jersey in the house, the basement of the king. Jersey in the house, yeah, the world is gonna see. Yeah, Brick City's finest, repetition's the religion. You see the shine, you didn't see the grind. Keep practicing, keep building. 3 minutes of pure kinetic energy. We out.
Observe the architecture of a culture. Before the cameras, before the neon vultures. It wasn't just a sound, it was a social fabric. Born from the concrete, purely debt to the former. It's the sweat in the stitch of the blue collar shirt. It's the wisdom that's hiding in the concrete dirt. You got a temper like a fern, it is a debt to the veins. But a leader knows how to master the reins. Check the blueprint stitch of the blue collar shirt. Check the blueprint, kid, look at the elders' palms. They wrote the survival guide, singing the psalms. Turning that rage into a calculated strike. That's the difference in a boy and a man on the mic. Respect isn't given, it's a harvest you reap. Keep your word like a vow that you're destined to keep. Where we come from, the Bronx. Who we honor, the roots. Past the knowledge, the truth. Who we are now, the youth. Your grandfather's back was a bridge over water, so you could walk dry, son, and look past the slaughter. He traded his peace for a piece of the block. Built the foundation that was harder than rock. So don't walk around with that chip on your shoulder. walk around with that chip on your shoulder. You should be humbled and wiser and bolder. The baton is heated, it's glowing like gold. The greatest story that's never been told is the lineage of men who refuse to be broken by the words of the critics and the lies they have spoken. Where we come from, the Bronx, who we honor, the roots, past the knowledge, the truth, who we are now, the youth. Look at the map of your DNA code. Every scar is a sign on the ancestral road. From the islands to the south to the cold northern lights, we fought through the days and we won all the fights. Now the crown isn't jewelry, it's sweat and the lace. It's the dignity you show when you look in his face. It's the dignity you show when you look in his face. One leader, one mind, indestructible in his face. One leader, one mind, indestructible will. The Bronx is the heart and we're holding it still. Respect the beginning, the end is just fruit. You can't have the branches if you don't have the root. Where we come from, the Bronx, who we honor, the roots, past the knowledge, the truth, who we are now, the youth. Now the lesson is finished, the baton is in your hand. Don't just walk the ground, understand the land. From the Bronx, understand the land. From the Bronx to the world, the story grows. Go be great, go be wise, go honor your history. Peace. I was living in the basement of my own potential, digging through the gravel for the things that were essential. Cold floors, no hope, just a ghost in the corridor. Drafting blueprints while the world was asking for more. Brick by, no hope, just a ghost in the corridor. Drafting blueprints while the world was asking for more. Brick by brick, I reconstructed every broken nerve, learning how to take the heat and keep the mental curve. From the mud to the metal, now the foundation is set. I'm the architect, and now the foundation is set. I'm the architect, and now the foundation is set. I'm the architect of every single dream they said I'd forget. Look at the light, the future is arriving. Built a gold tower where the spirit is thriving. No more shadows, the vision is crystal and clear. We conquered the doubt and we silenced the fear. The future you is the king on the throne, a kingdom of wisdom that you built on your own. Built on your own. Now the altitude is different and the oxygen is thin. Scanning the horizon, yeah, I'm letting the vision in. Emotional intelligence, the currency of 2026. Solving all the problems that the ego's sick. Solving all the problems that the ego couldn't fix. I was broken once, now I'm leading with the empathy. Turning every tragedy into a mental symphony. Guided by the version of the man I'm meant to be. Planting all the seeds to build a legacy of energy. It wasn't overnight, the pressure makes a diamond. I was at the bottom, but I kept on with the climbing. Now I'm teaching others how to hold a heavy crown. Building up a spirit that can never be torn down. Building up a spirit that can never be torn down. See the future me, yeah, he's shining like the sun. The art and masterpiece is finally done. Indestructible soul, yeah, the vision is complete. Walking like a king on these golden city streets.
Vinyl crackle pops beneath the heavy, dusty kick drum at 88 BPM. A deep acoustic bass line walks underneath a melancholic chop jazz piano loop.
Yeah, 88 beats per minute. Straight out the concrete grid, Queensbridge to the world, you know how we build. Mind state of armor, you know how we build. Mind state of armor, heart full of iron. Master the temple before you step on the block. Listen, I was raised where the street lights dictate the curfew. Where a quick temper and a weak soul will hurt you. Learning how to navigate the pressure before it's late. Cold winters on the stoop, hands deep in the leather jacket. Brothers looking for a shortcut, falling for the racket. I had to pull back, sit with my thoughts, refine the vision, either physical or mental. Gotta master the temple. Every loss was a lesson, never kept it too simple. Spoke to the elders on the block, soaking up the game. Realized the hood is quiet, moving like a shadow in the night. Holding on to your integrity when nothing's going right. Forged in the furnace of the city, sharp mind, sharp blade. Every trial was a stepping stone for the foundation laid. Concrete mindset built through the storm. Heart stays ice cold, keep the spirit warm. Navigate the pavement, make the inner fire quit. Word is bond, we survive through the dark. Leaving footsteps on the pavement, carrying the spark. Every day a battle, but we win in the war. Temptations on every corner calling out my name. Snakes in the grass trying to navigate the same frame. Emotional intelligence, reading between the lines, seeing through the fake cycle if you let your ego lead the way. Pride will have a young king sleeping in the clay, so I develop discipline. Heavy like the baseline, trading quick fast money for a legacy that's baseline. Push past the stress when the walls start closing in. Understood that self-awareness is where the wins begin. No finger pointing, took ownership of every strike. Heavy as the crown when you threw the knife from the project halls to an elevate mind state. Breaking down the barriers and rewriting my fate, cause the deepest roots grow where the hard rivers flow. Concrete mindset built through the storm. Heart stays ice cold, keep the spirit warm. Navigate the pavement, make the inner fire quit. Word is bond, we survive through the dark. Leaving footsteps on the pavement, carrying the spark. Every day a battle, but we win in the war. Now I look at the borough with a different set of eyes. Recognize the beauty hidden underneath the skies. It ain't about the toughest that you project on street. It's the resilience in your soul when you facing defeat. How you stand when the posure, when the pressure gets sweet. Sabotage spirit, now it's vision. Classic vintage soul, taking back my desk to destiny and taking folk of mine. Knowledge of self is the richest gem you'll ever find. Stacking up wisdom like bricks on the block. Unshakable focus, built solid like a rock. Through the sirens and the madness, kept the sanctuary clear. Conquered every sea, written on the stone, stamped in the cement. Living proof of every single breath that was spent.
The chop jazz piano loop slows down. The acoustic bass thumps softly as the vinyl needle hits it. It's all about the inner build. You can't control the chaos outside, you can only control the man inside. Master your mind, master the environment. Word up, 88 BPM, forever solid.
Yeah. You feel that wind coming off the Charles, that shit cuts right through the bone, just like poverty. Used to think the cold was my enemy, now the cold was the teacher. Turned the thermostat down our emotions, turned the margins up on the ledger, watch the pivot. Let's go. Clock out at midnight, grease on my apron, scraping the plates while my patience is breaking. Burns on my forearms from hot metal pans. Minimum wage slipping right through my hands. I step out the kitchen, the alley is freezing. Breath in the air, looking just like a demon. Walk down with snow in my boots. A streak on a profit with nothing to lose. I look at the skyline, the money up there while I'm down in the gutter just breathing cold air. The manager yelling, he think he a god, but he trapped in the matrix, he working a job. I'm washing the dishes but washing my mind, plotting the exit, I'm biding my time. The anger is building, the sorrow is deep, but tears freeze the ice when you out on these streets. Boston winter, my heart like a blizzard. Cut from the cloth where the pain is the scissors. Turn all the freezing and shivering nights into financial fuel, now I'm buying the lights. From slaving away in the back of the kitchen to building an empire, flipping the vision. The weather is brutal, the city is cold, but I'm my own boss now, I break every mold. Yeah, survival's a habit, but wealth is a science. I took all the silence and formed an alliance with late night investments and reading the charts. I tore the whole blueprint of poverty apart. I remember the orange line stalled, nowhere to be, cause I had nowhere to go. Now moving the assets, I'm shifting the weight. Now moving the assets, I'm shifting the weight. Not talking about powder, I'm talking to state. They want you exhausted, they want you to break, so you settle for crumbs that they leave on the plate. I channel the sadness of losing my youth into compound interest and facing the truth. A street hustle mentality brought to the board. I'm buying a building I couldn't afford. The trap isn't only the block of the cops. The trap is the mindset of punching the clock. Boston winter, my heart like a blizzard. Cut from the cloth where the pain is the scissors. Turn all the freezing and shivering nights into financial fuel, now I'm buying the lights. From slaving away in the back of the kitchen to building an empire, flipping the vision. The weather is brutal, the city is cold, but I'm my own boss now, I break every mold. I look at my hands, I still see the scars from scrubbing the ovens and wishing on stars. The melancholy hits when the snow starts to fall. I lost a few soldiers who couldn't stand tall. The money is heavy, it comes with a ghost. The ones who had nothing are haunted the most. But I sign my own checks now, I sit in the chair, I gaze out the window, that same free air is warm. I navigated through the eye of the storm. Don't tell me about luck, man, I bled for the seed. I watered the concrete and planted the tree. To every young hustler, keep feeding the fire, keep guarding the light. The anger inside you is capital, use it. They built up the system, now watch us abuse it.
Yeah, you gotta own the kitchen, not just work in it. Turn the freezing nights into equity. You gotta build your own fire, stay warm. We out. Hey, let me tell you something about the real grind. They see the plate when it's perfect, but they don't see the burn. They see the empire standing, but they don't know the turn. 26 years in the making, still I'm barely getting started. My grandmother's prayers in my pocket, my mama's comfort in my heart, dog. This is for to know the kitchen's never really dark. You just gotta learn to cook in the shadows. Let's go.
Yo, check the steam rising off the stainless steel. Sweat dripping off my brow, this is how I keep it real. 26 on the clock, but my soul been through the ringer. Line cook, turn entrepreneur, I'm a different kind of singer. The rhythm of the kitchen taught me everything I know. The rush, the heat, the pressure when the tickets start to flow. They don't see the prep work at 4 a.m. before the sun. Nobody claps for the mise en place, nobody cheers the scrub. You just show up every morning, put your soul into the grub. That's the metaphor for everything I'm building now. The empire's in the details, let me show you how. My grand loyalty is Kermie while she season up the pot. Boy, the secret ain't the recipe, it's everything you got. Never learned to read too well, but she promises I keep. I remember that the quiet work is what defines the man. Not the flash, not the fame, but the blood stains on your hands. Pressure makes the diamonds, you already know. The kitchen taught me patience, watch the tempo grow. They don't see the struggle when the lights are low, but I'm cooking up a legacy, watch me steal the show. Pressure makes the diamonds, you already know. The marathon continues, watch my spirit grow. They don't see the hustle underneath the glow, but I'm building something timeless, watch me steal the show. Post a couple videos, watch the numbers grow like weed, but I read the Lindy effect, I know the game is deep. The things that last forever just evolves and multiplies. From Boombap to digital truth, still in the eyes. I study Nas and Nipsey, I study how they move. It ain't about the vanity, even starts to put down root. But I've been in the weeds before I've been in the fire. I know the heat of dinner rush can take you higher. You learn to find your center, you learn what it's about. My pop me what I shouldn't do, I carry that weight. Every sacrifice he made, every night he came home late. That's the fuel inside my engine, that's the fire I create. I'm building something for my mother, who's counting all the stars. It's the stars are made of substance, not a temper that lights on. It's the mother who believed in you when all your hope was gone. Pressure makes the diamonds, you already know. The kitchen taught me patience, watch the tempo grow. They don't see the struggle when the lights are low, but I'm cooking up a legacy, watch me steal the show. Pressure makes the diamonds, you already know. The marathon continues, watch my spirit grow. They don't see the hustle underneath the glow, but I'm building something timeless, watch me steal the show. Now let me break it down for the ones who really listen, the ones who see the vision when the skies barely glisten. I'm not here to make a wave, I'm here to build an ocean. Every single move I make is fueled by deep devotion. The digital empire rising from the concrete cracks, built on sweat and wisdom and the knowledge of the racks. But not the kind you count at night, the kind you count on God. The kind that makes your grandmother say, look at what you got.
Yeah, the marathon continues for my grandmother, for my mother, for my father's dreams. This is the kitchen, this is the hustle, this is the American story. They don't see the prep, they don't see the burn, but when the plate arrives, peace. Yes, sir, you are locked all the way in with 107.9, the pulse of the A. It's a muggy night out there in Fulton County, but we're keeping the AC blasting in the streets hotter.
Got a brand new one for all the late night scholars, must-steppers, and the dreamers trying to build an empire from absolutely nothing. Turn your bass all the way up. Let those 808s rattle your rear view. We taking it from the basics to the stratospheres. Let's get it. Started with a blank slate, built it from the mud. Studied every textbook, mixed it with the blood. 0 to 100, breaking out the stasis. Architect of destiny, I started at the basics. Yeah, I put the hours in, studying the greats. Yeah, I put the hours in, studying the greats. Now I'm moving at a pace that they can never calculate. Now I'm moving at a pace that they can never calculate. calculate. Rose humming in the back, 808s on the track. Took the wheel of my life and I ain't never looking back. Look, minute I stepped in the building, I knew I was willing to put in the work and the hours. I was a rookie just looking for cookies and crumbs in a game full of gluttons and cowards. Suddenly pushing the button, I'm cutting the brakes and I'm shaking the mutiny, planting the flowers. Started from zero and nobody, nada, just sitting and watching retowers. Wait me recalibrate, calculate, never pen in the dirt for the stowers. I was a rhythm, a pupil of poetry, putting the pen in the dirt for the spashery. Tragically couldn't attach to me, care from the highest in the strategy. Going from A to the B to the C to the D with a beautiful kind of audacity. I had to learn how to crawl a porch, a beautiful kind of audacity. I had to learn how to crawl, learn how to walk, learn how to sprint on the pavement. Breaking the mold, make basic and turning it into a statement. Watch how the syllable from the mambo, I am a cannibal eating the syllabus, building an empire out of the syllables. None of you critics is ever as real as this. Focused and locked in a solitary cell of my own damn creation. I wrote down the vision, made the decision to engineer the elevation. Started with a blank slate, built it from the mud. Studied every textbook, mixed it with the blood. 0 to 100, breaking out the stasis. Architect of destiny, I started at the basics. Yeah, I put the hours in, studying the greats. Yeah, I put the hours in, studying the greats. Now I'm moving at a pace that they can never calculate. Now I'm moving at a pace that they can never calculate. Rose humming in the back, 808s on the track. Took the wheel of my life and I ain't never looking back. I got the manual, read it and shredded it at everything, gave it a polish. I'm on a mission to completely, thoroughly, utterly build up and never demolish. I had to figure the science, to mix trap with the jazz and the I am the thesis, the project, the prodigy, pass to the highest professors. Moving so fast that I'm planting the seeds in the granite. I'm pulling the strings in the planet, organic, you gotta just hand it to the kid from the south side, where the humidity chokes out the lazy. I had to study outcast, be mob, turning the discipline up till it's crazy. I went from rudimentary, heavily mentally blocked in the cage, to a visionary, luminary dictionary, playing the rap with the pen and the pad. Taking the worst of the circumstances, the curses and chance of giving it all that I had. I broke the inertia, stood up and pushed a boulder right over the peak of the mountain. I am drinking it. Originally, that is the only reality, standard mortality. I put the focus in locking the locus. I had to learn what a minor and major chord was just to paint with color the mountain. I had to drink in the water of knowledge right out of the source, the infinite fountain. Originality, that is explored, but absorbing the understanding mortality. Every tickly calcing the locus in a single syllable, lacking attack. I mastered the symbol, the complex, the concept baffle the regular mind. Leaving the apathy, leaving the lethargy, leaving the laziness strictly behind. Looking at trajectory, spiritually, mentally, heavenly armed. I made my destiny one blessing, the convicts, me testing me, catching me slipping the star. And I put the work in the dark, now I'm hitting the mark and I'm finally answering callers. Yeah, from the bottom to the top tier, the whole city yelling at the rocks here. That's how the coach the hardest road. Now I'm in the zone and the vision is crystal clear.
Yeah, we slowing it down for a minute, let the mud settle in the cup. I start telling the basics. Now I'm in my tricks. No inner tear, I just push.
Staring at the glass where the city meets the sun. 5 years ago I was hunting, now the hunting's done. Calculated leverage, watching residual equity climb. Traded every second of the struggle for a piece of time. Liquidated shadows turn the darkness into brick and lime. Liquidated shadows turn the darkness into brick and lime. Architect empires while they focused on the petty crime. I don't hear the sirens, I just hear the wind across the bay. Built a wall around the peace that money never could betray. Behold, the vision blooming in the heat. From the concrete shadows to the golden street. The sunset empire bought and full with sweat and soul. Watching all the broken pieces finally turn to gold. Yeah, the sunset empire, yeah, we took the final toll. Yeah, we took the final toll. Saw the balance zeroed, saw the family turn their head. Counted up the losses while I shivered in a cold, sweet bed. But the mind is a machine, yeah, it's surgical and sharp. I found the frequency of money in the thumping of my heart. Staccato execution, every pivot was a master play. Turning every no into a yes that paved the golden way. Staccato execution, every pivot was a master play. Turning every no into a yes that paved the golden way. Now the skyline is a mirror of the map inside my brain. Purest form of luxury is never having to explain. Behold, the vision blooming in the heat. From the concrete shadows to the golden street. The sunset empire bought and full with sweat and soul. Watching all the broken pieces finally turn to gold. Yeah, the sunset empire, yeah, we took the final toll. Yeah, we took the final toll. I remember when the silence felt like failure in my ears. I remember every shadow, every doubt, every fear. But silence is expensive when you're standing on the peak. Only power speaks in whispers, only arrogance is weak. Only power speaks in whispers, only arrogance is weak. Now the sun is setting on the struggle. Look at what remains. Pour the vintage liquid logic through the copper in my veins. Behold, the vision blooming in the heat. From the concrete shadows to the golden street. The sunset empire bought and full with sweat and soul. Watching all the broken pieces finally turn to gold. Yeah, the sunset empire, yeah, we took the final toll. Yeah, we took the final toll. Miami sunset, it's a hell of a view from up here. quiet now. Yeah, just watch it burn into the night.